clean up and fix. Those are things you want to remember. Okay, now we're going to do exactly the same thing to this side. We're going to mix up a batch of plaster. Ooh. Feel that.
Is it warm?
Starting to get warm. This is wonderful if you have an unheated studio in the winter time. Start working with plaster in the winter because it warms you. Warms right up. Oh. Love that. So, what I want to do is mix a batch of plaster, put it against this parting line surface. Now, what I want to avoid is having those two stick together, right? So we've got the keys, but they're pretty gentle, so they're not going to lock the two halves. I have filled up places that I think will lock the two halves together. Now, the third thing, if it is the third thing, or whatever, the next thing that I want to do to avoid them sticking together is create a barrier, a mold release. Vaseline. Oh, my dear friend. Isn't that funny? Clay, actually, the clay that we use for the wall makes a pretty decent mold release. And if I forget to put the Vaseline or the soap or whatever I'm going to use on here, I probably would be okay. Except in those places where I cut away that ridge. Or any place that I've had to smooth up this surface and taken away that clay. Those will be places where plaster wants to stick to itself. So I'm going to go ahead and put some Vaseline on this thing. Almost out. Especially around that edge where I carved away some stuff. And I'm going to put some on the outside of it too, so if I get some of it leaking over, overlapping, it will be easy to get off. Does anybody know who Matthew Barney is? Anybody doing their project or the research on Matthew Barney? He's a Vaseline kind of guy. He would do things like coating a climbing wall with Vaseline and then climbing on it.
Oh, jeez.
He made a car. He put two Mustang cars side by side, one facing one way and the other, and then between them, he opened the doors and created this tube between them, and filled it with Vaseline, and had, slithering through it between cars. It's part of one of his videos.
What will they think of next?
I don't know, but I'm waiting. Anxious.
Cheese.
So, cheese, that's what we need. So, I've got a pretty good coat of Vaseline on there. Now I need another volunteer to mix me another batch of plaster. Anybody want to do that?
Okay.